Today I prepared this delicious ragu sauce, such an Italian classic, and I learned to prepare it in Italy. I love this sauce and I hope that I inspire you and you can also prepare it.
What ingredients should you prepare for ragu sauce? Mince fresh meat, peeled tomatoes in tomato sauce, basil leaves, meat broth, onion, garlic, salt, oregano, black pepper, olive oil, white wine, carrot, and here is the list of all ingredients together. It is the best to use a deep pot to prepare the ragu. The deep pot catches drops of red sauce during cooking and thus keeps the area around the stove clean. Pour a few spoonfuls of oil into the pot and start frying chopped onion. Fry the onion until semi-soft and then add chopped garlic. Fry the onion and garlic until they start to turn slightly pink. Then add the minced meat. Stir over low heat until the ground pieces of meat separate from each other. If this has already happened, salt the meat. Stir the meat with salt and then add the dry oregano. Add white wine and cook the meat with wine, stirring constantly over low heat. When the wine has evaporated at least halfway, add the grated carrot. Cook the carrot with the meat until it is cooked. That is when the carrot is softer and has a paler color. Then start adding peeled tomato in tomato sauce. For Italian sauces, I use only Italian brands. Their taste is much better, they are sweeter and thicker. Whole tomatoes should be slightly pressed in the pot and broken into small pieces. In the end, they will boil over and actually disintegrate anyway, but this will help to speed up this process. Then add basil leaves to the sauce. The best ragu is either with fresh basil leaves or frozen. You can also use dry basil, but the taste of fresh basil will give the sauce the right taste. Almost the last step before the long cooking is black pepper, which you also add to the sauce. The last ingredient, meat broth, we will save for later. Wait until the sauce boils, then reduce the heat to a slightly low temperature, stir the sauce and close with the lid. Let the sauce boil, stirring occasionally at a moderate temperature for at least 1.5 hours. I recommend stirring every 10 to 15 minutes and checking if the temperature is not too high so the sauce does not burn on the bottom of the pot. After each mixing, cover the pot with a lid. After about 1.5 hours, put the meat broth in the sauce. If you don't have broth, you can add a little water and let it cook for another half hour. About 5 to 10 minutes before the end, add a few leaves of fresh basil and continue cooking without the lid. Taste whether the sauce is salty enough, but not too much. Ragu is served with hard grated cheese, which gives the sauce additional saltiness, so do not add too much salt. The cooked ragu sauce has a slightly thick consistency, the tomatoes are thick, and the fat collects around the edges of the pot. Set the sauce aside, cover with the lid so it does not cool down too quickly. Now it's time to cook spaghetti. Place a pot of water on the stove and add salt. Salt in the amount of approximately half to 3/4 teaspoon of salt per 1 liter of water. As soon as the water starts to boil, put the spaghetti in it. Again, the rule is 1 liter of water for 100 grams of pasta. Immerse the spaghetti in water and cook according to the instruction. It's usually around 6 to 8 minutes, depending on the thickness of spaghetti. Italian spaghetti are cooked until al dente. That means almost cooked. The spaghetti core itself is still slightly hard. Spaghetti will finish cooking by itself. Drain spaghetti but never rinse it with water. If you don't want spaghetti to stick together, some Italians add a spoonful of olive oil to the boiling water. It worked for me to sprinkle the drained spaghetti in a strainer with the virgin oil and stir. Once I already had the spaghetti sauce ready, I had no worries about them sticking. Put the ragu sauce on the cooked spaghetti and sprinkle with grated Parmesan cheese. Garnish with basil. Before I tell you about how to store ragu, don't forget to subscribe, and if you like this recipe, give it a like. This amount of sauce will make approximately 8 to 9 servings. Place the remaining cooled sauce in plastic containers. I usually put 2 to 3 portions in one container, close with a lid, and freeze in the freezer. You can take out this frozen ragu at any time and just cook fresh pasta and heat the sauce. Spaghetti is never heated with sauce. Spaghetti would soak up the sauce like a sponge and taste overcooked. And what goes best with ragu? Of course, a glass of wine.
The taste is delicious. It's just my favorite Italian sauce. Really, I wish you could be here with me and try it. So, enjoy your cooking. See you next time. Bye.
Who helped me with the tasting this time? Our dog Lockie.